This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Joshua Buatsi here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Josh, before we come on to yourself, well, you can somewhat involve yourself in this. Light heavyweight, undisputed crown at stake. How excited are you to watch Beterbiev-Bivol tomorrow night?
Very excited, Andy. I think I'm doing a commentary on it, and I was like, yeah, I don't mind doing it. I said, but I'll be honest with you, if it's in a box somewhere far away, I wouldn't take it because I need to be close. I want to see this. And they said, no, Josh, don't worry, you get the best seat in the house. So I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, let's go, man.
What do we expect to see when these two square off? I know usually when I ask you for predictions and what have you, you don't tend to give much away, but this is one, it's your division, you're looking at potentially facing the winner of this fight. You have to have an opinion, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think I always say that, look, the only time I can give a prediction and an accurate guess is when I'm fighting. Of course, these two men are my division, and I think it's probably one of the most 50-50 fight we've seen, well, in my time in boxing anyway. So is Beterbiev going to catch him and take him out like he always does? Is Bivol going to be as skillful as he is? Andy, I don't know. Maybe you got to break it down for the fans and that. But of course, it's 12 rounds, and it's always who can execute their game plan more. But this, I feel, is a special one. It's for the undisputed. Both great fighters, legends, I would say. You know what I mean? So how it's going to unfold, I think you just got to be there. You just got to tune in. It's an answer that's not got a lot of explanation in it, but I genuinely do not know who's going to win.
That's fair enough, Josh, because there's a lot of people who sit on the fence, a lot of people who have said Beterbiev one day, Bivol the next day, and then change back. It's
I've been the same. Listen, when I was flying here, I said, yep, this guy's going to win. When we landed, I said, he's still going to win. I saw a video on YouTube on the way here, I changed my mind. I saw the media there yesterday, I changed my mind. As I was coming here, I saw an interview of Beterbiev, I changed my mind. You know what I mean? So it's changing all the time, and that tells you this really is two of the best coming together to fight. So as a fan, I'm excited, happy to be watching and everything, but I've got a different point of view as well. So, you know, I'll be watching closely.
When you watch closely, what exactly do you look out for? It's not just about looking at them tactically and technically, but do you always imagine yourself, if you was in that ring, if you was in that position, how you would look to approach either man if you were sharing a ring with him?
What I will say is watching is a lot easier. You're not getting hit. You're not feeling any punches. No one's being tactical around you. It's a lot easier to sit and to watch. But of course, I'll be watching with my thinking cap on, thinking what I would do. Just seeing habits, how they move, what they do, getting a closer eye. You know what I mean? But as I said, that's as much as it can get, unless you're physically in the ring fighting, which I hope happens soon.
You don't have a prediction for me, but one question I will ask. You saw Beterbiev live against Anthony Yarde and stop him. You saw Bivol live against Edo Ramirez and outboxing for a majority of that fight. Which performance impressed you more?
The Yarde one, I was a mile away. That's what I'm saying. If you're doing commentary, you're quite far. But apparently we're going to get the best seat in the house, so I'll take that one. And Bivol against Ramirez had a decent seat. But just looking at each fighter's last few performances, you'd have to pick Beterbiev. Like he stuck to what he does, which is get rid of you before 12. But I think Bivol probably boxes better. The higher his competition, the better he boxes, I feel. That's all I can say, but I'll be watching closely, man.
Obviously bringing yourself into the equation, fantastic victory against Willy Hutchinson recently at Wembley Stadium. Now you've had a bit of time to reflect. How would you assess your win, your performance? What are you happy with? What were you not so happy with?
To assess it, was maybe a 7.5, 7. Yeah, there's always things to do and things to work. What I'll say is, look, it was a different opponent that came, spoke a lot, did all kinds of stuff, but I stuck to it and I said, that's cool, because on Saturday night, 21st, we're going to fight, and all the talking can be done there. So I kept it the same as I would have with any other fight, but it brought something different to it. And I'm always going to say this anytime I talk about this. Hats off to Hutchinson, he was a tough man, very tough man. I shared 12 rounds with him, but he's a tough man, I give him that.
How did Wembley Stadium feel?
I'll be honest, bro, unless you're a main event, it was just a normal fight. You know what I mean? If I was main event, then I might have more to say, but to be part of the event was good, yeah, but being part of the event is good, but you always want to be the main event.
Next up, I know you've been chasing a world title shot for a while now. Are you adamant in your own mind that, depending on how this goes, if belts become vacant and what have you, but you're pursuing, you're looking and gunning for that world title shot next time out?
Yeah, man, I think there's no more in between fights or this or that. And I've said, you know, I've seen Joe Joyce have an interim belt and take certain fights that I think he shouldn't have taken, and then ran into Zhang and then Chisora. So it's something to learn from. But there's also fighters that have had the interim, maneuver themselves well. Daniel Dubois, do you know what I mean? I think he won the IBF interim and then got a big win against AJ, and now look where he's at. But the most important thing you can do, and is keep winning. Keep winning, man. Whoever's in front of you, make sure you win. But if you ask me what I'd prefer next, it would be to fight the winner.
Outside of probably either of these two men in the ring tomorrow night or Anthony Yarde, would you say there is? I know, but I mean, I was always going to bring you up, but would you say there's anybody else out there that would even entertain your mind in terms of thinking about what you could do in terms of sharing the ring?
I'll be honest, it probably is Yarde. Yeah, it probably is a Yarde with fight. I'm only teasing when I said you couldn't wait to get out, but it's the truth. What other fight is intriguing right now? Yarde Smith, I've heard that name's been put forward in terms of that could be a fight, Buatsi. Those are the two names that has been mentioned, but of course until the paperwork's in front of you, it's always just talk. But we'll see, man. Tomorrow's the 3rd week since the fight, so I've had a nice break. I'll watch this and then we make a move.
You know, have itches again after tomorrow night.
Honestly, I think after the first week, I was like, damn, the week's getting slow. I feel good. I healed up nicely. I think after 2 days, I was good. You know what I mean? And it's been quite boring. But what I've done after this last fight that I had is I've rested a lot. So that's been good for my body and my mind.
Just going to ask, obviously, Anthony Yarde does currently return next weekend. And we had a Mazim undercard. I know there's a lot going on between himself and Frank Warren and what have you. But will you be tuning into that, keeping an eye on how he performs? Don't know who he's fighting yet, but yeah. Yeah,
man. Look, I'll be watching. I'll be watching him. Dan Azeez is fighting. I'll be watching that fight. Of course, the main event. I'll be supporting the whole card. I'll be watching everything. Besides being a boxer, bro, I actually like boxing. I'm a fan of boxing. So when people get in the ring and fight and compete, I respect them more because it's a tough sport. So I'll be watching as a fan, most importantly.
One thing that's been nice to see, I've seen yourself and Dan have had not a lot of time, but a good amount of time together since your fight. That relationship and friendship seems to be blossoming, if you will.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's different a bit from how it was, which I think it was expected. But I always got time and love for Dan, you know what I mean? And I think he's aware of that. If he's not and he watches this, I always got time and love for you, Dan. But yeah, man, I'll be definitely supporting him on Saturday.
Listen, Josh, I appreciate your time. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you, and keep a close eye on tomorrow's winner.
Thank you, bro.
Cheers, Josh. Thank you.